and do this really fun talk-through tutorial of this vacation makeup look. I decided to do talk-through because I'm trying to get this video up as quickly as I possibly can, because in just 2 weeks, count them, 2, I am heading to Costa Rica with my husband for a super fun glam getaway with my company, and I absolutely cannot wait. And so I wanted to get this video out before we launched off, and that way everybody who is possibly going as well, or planning a trip soon, spring break time or something like that, could have an idea of what they can do, a makeup look for the beach. So this makeup look is totally for the outside time on the beach, or by the pool, where you're going to be outside having fun, having drinks with your girlfriends and that kind of thing, and your husband, but wanting to be both protected from the sun, have some coverage without, you know, being super cakey, and that allows you to transition into more of a night look when you actually put on real clothing and go to dinner that evening. So this makeup look will do all of that. It will protect you from the sun. It will give you a little bit of color and coverage, but allow you to doll it up in the evening time when you do go out for dinner and things like that. So I am super excited to get started. We'll just start at the very beginning. Okay, so to get started today, I'm actually going to use this primer from Urban Decay. It is new to me. It is the Urban Defense Complexion Primer. I checked it out the other day, and there are actually quite a few options. This is the smoothing one. There's also, I think, a pore minimizing one and an acne control and possibly a Radiance. But this is just kind of like the, you know, standard of them all. The reason why I've chosen to use this primer is because it is SPF 30. So that will be really helpful given that we're going to be in the sun a lot. So it is just kind of like a gel form, which is a little interesting and not something I usually pull for, but this is a different makeup look, and we're going for a completely different, you know, goal. But I will be honest, I have been using this primer here and there, and it's been pretty good. I've actually really liked it, you know, both for day looks and night looks. So these foundations I picked up actually last year before a family vacation in the sun, and I have loved them throughout the year, but I really love them during the summertime because they are a water foundation, so they're water-based, meaning they are very light and not cakey at all, so they're perfect for when you're in the sun, and they have an SPF of 15. So this is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. I have it in 2 shades. I have it in light neutral and light medium beige. And the reason why I have it in 2 shades is because sometimes I have a tan, whether it's spray or natural, and sometimes I don't. So I have a little bit of both. I have both colors so that I can kind of mix. Today I'm like working on my tan, so I'm actually going to mix both, but you could get whatever shade works best for you. But before I do that, I'm going to put on a little bit of this lip moisturizer. This is my very favorite, and I use it every day while I get ready. And then I use it overnight. This is by Ever. This is their Smooth All Over Beauty Balm. It is super hydrating. You can also use it like on your cuticles or dry patches or something like that. You can also use it like on your kids if they have super chapped lips or something. And I love it. So I use it while I'm doing my makeup to really hydrate so that my lipstick lays well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flat foundation brush. This is actually not the one I usually use, but I'm using it today. It is the Luxie Flat Top Kabuki, the 530. So this is a Luxie Lush brush. You really have to make sure that you like shake this baby up because it is a water foundation, so it can kind of settle. So it is a dropper form, so I'm going to put 2 drops of one color on this brush, and then I'm going to put 2 drops of the other color. Okay, so we have a little bit of both, so that's how I'm going to mix. And I'm going to start by just kind of dabbing this in a few of the areas that I know are discolored on my face to make sure that it's concentrated. and then I'm just going to start rubbing it in. Again, with this look, I am not necessarily going for like a super full coverage, thick foundation. I want it to be light and breathable during this hot weather, probably humid weather, that's salty and sticky. I mean, you know how the beaches can be, whether you're at the beach or by the pool. Any sort of tropical summer or spring break vacation, unless you're going skiing, of course. I'm just dabbing that into areas that I know. So this gives me kind of my first coat, and then we can go from there. Okay, so this has provided a very light coverage. It literally does not feel like I have anything on, which I love. And I love that I don't have a sunscreen underneath, because I feel like that makes me super greasy and feels really thick, and I just hate it. So with these two little babies, I have protected my sun from the face and given myself a light coverage that I feel like I can wear all day long in the hot, hot sun and the humid weather and not feel like I'm dripping or super cake face. But I'm still wanting a little bit more coverage, so we're going to go on with concealer. Tarte, in this Rainforest of the Sea collection, also came out with an Aquacealer, which I think is really cool. It's called an Aquacealer Concealer. This is the shade Light. And I love the applicator. It's like a super thick lip gloss applicator there. So I'm going to dot that in the area that I normally would a concealer. Really cover up those dark circles, even though they will probably be covered by my sunglasses. I'll put one more little dot on my eyelids to blend those out. Okay, so I really want this area to be highlighted. What I'm going for with this look is a very fresh, clean look. While we're at it, I'm going to take Benefit Shy Beam. It is the Dandelion shade. What I love about this one is that this is a liquid highlighter, but it is a matte liquid highlighter, which I super love. So I'm just going to add that right on my cheekbone area to brighten that up a bit. I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and just blend all of that in. You'll notice that this concealer does its job, okay? It's going to conceal out those dark areas in your face and redness and purples and all of that kind of stuff. But it is not going to be heavy or cakey whatsoever. And with that highlighter is not going to add a lot of shimmer, but it's just going to bring that lightness to that cheekbone area and really just cover up any of those dark areas there without a lot of coverage. Okay, so this is just the right amount of coverage that I need to make myself feel like, you know, I can be in a lot of pictures and that kind of stuff, but without feeling like I am covered in makeup. Okay, so because I have always set my face with powder, it's just one of those things I know I'm not going to get away with it. So I'm going to use this Sigma large powder brush, the F30, and my oh so famous, what I always use, MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Medium Plus. And I'm just going to set the face in that area apart from my under eyes. And this is something that you can keep like in your beach bag or something if you felt like you needed to set something, especially if you're sweating a lot or something like that. You could add this in and it's a super compact, easy thing. I'm going to bronze a little bit of my face since I am going to be in the sun. And I absolutely adore this bronzer because I feel like it kind of has it all. And it's a very large pan, so it'll fill everything that I need. And this is by It Cosmetics. It is the CC Plus Radiance Ombre Bronzer. So I absolutely love how this bronzer is packaged. You'll see it's kind of like an ombre. So up here you have much more of a shimmer shade down to more of a matte bronze. So I like to mix them all when I'm using it as a bronzer, but you could also take this as a contour shade and up here is your highlight and kind of have it all. So this is a great travel product because you have a highlight, a contour shade, and a bronzer all in one. So especially if you're going on a tropical vacation like I am, this literally completes everything you need all in one large compact. It's easy, lightweight, and really compact. For this look, I'm going to swirl it all around because I want a little bit of shimmer, I want a little bit of bronze, and I'm taking this Sigma Large Powder F20 brush. You can tell the difference here between the F30 and the F20. The F20 is just a little bit more slim, so it allows us to do more of a bronzing effect. So I'm going to bronze everywhere, almost like I were putting on blush, except a bit lower. So what I'm trying to do here is just create a little bit of some color on my cheeks, look kind of sun-kissed, with a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of bronze. I'm going to bronze out my hairline, again, so that it just kind of brings my forehead down and puts a little bit of sun-kissed color to my face. So this is a little bit different than contouring. With bronzing, you can be a bit messier, and you're just trying to get that entire cheek area and bringing that color there. Okay, so because I want this look to be very, very fresh and bright, because we're on vacation and we're in the sun and things like that, rather than using a matte setting powder under my eyes, I'm actually going to use a very, very light highlight. This is by Too Faced. This is Candlelight. They're very, very famous for this highlight. It's kind of like it says absolutely invisible. It's softly illuminating translucent powder. So it is a translucent powder, but has a little tiny, tiny amount of highlight in it. So I like to use this as a highlight when I'm just like staying at home, if I just want a little bit of color on my face before my husband comes home or something like that. But in the summertime, when I'm going out to the pool or the beach, I absolutely love using this as my highlighting setting powder. In those areas that we concealed out, I'm setting this powder to really make sure that that concealer doesn't crease throughout the day, my day on the beach, and to also brighten up that area as well. Because this is going to bring a little bit of shine when the sun shines, I think it's really cute and fun, especially since I'm going for this bright vacation makeup look. So I'm going to add it in those areas that I want really bright on my face. Just right in the center of my forehead, my nose, my chin, and right above my cupid's bow, and under my eyes. You can also use this to set your eyelids to get it ready for shadow. And if any of that shimmer shines through, it's totally okay, because it's kind of what we're going for. So doing your eyebrows when you're on the beach is totally up to you, but I'm an eyebrow junkie, and so I have to have mine done. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Taupe, and I'm just going to fill in my brows because it's one of those things I have to do. Okay, I feel so much better. I hate leaving the house without my eyebrows done. It's like a thing now for me. So I don't care if I'm sitting on the beach with a cocktail in my hand where nobody can see it because I have these big old sunglasses. I'm going to have my eyebrows done just in case I have to take them off. So let's move on to eyes. Okay. So again, like I've been saying this entire time, I really want this look to be very fresh, almost as if we're not wearing makeup, but everybody knows we are, but keep it really light and fresh and not super smoked out. But I want it to be a transitional look that when I get ready for dinner that evening, I can add a liner, add a smudged out lower lash line, and a little bit of darkness to the edges, and have a night look within just a few seconds. So that's really what I'm going for when I create this look. And another thing that I'm thinking about is that I will be traveling overseas and going to a different country, and here's the thing. The fact is, my luggage may be lost, some of my products may be damaged or something like that. So I don't want to use super expensive products that I'm going to be super upset if they were damaged or if they were lost or something like that. So these shadows are from ColourPop. And I have quite a few ColourPop shadows. These are their new pressed pigments, or their pressed powders. They have a really weird, interesting, and cool formulation in some of their original shadows, but this is a new pressed shadow that looks like every other shadow. But what's really nice about these pieces, or these products, is that they are $5 each. Literally $5 shadows, and the pigmentation is amazing. And they're really blendable. And if I were to, God forbid, lose my luggage, or if they were to get damaged, I would be upset because I love these shadows, but they would be easy and inexpensive to replace. So today I'm going to start with this shade right here. It is this pinky shade right here. It is a matte, almost bubblegum pink with a little bit of mauve to it. It's by itself. It is called Say I Do. It came out with their Valentine's collection. Super cute. These shadows are like brand new, so you could totally hop onto ColourPop.com and grab some for $5 and be set, ready to go to Costa Rica or wherever it is that you're going on vacation. So this is the Tapered Blending Brush by Sigma. This is the E40, and I'm just taking the shadow, I'm going to tap it off, and I'm going to put this right into the crease. This shadow is going to add a bit of color and really just use it, act as a transition shade. We're going to add one darker blended color and then really shimmer and shine it out on the lid. But I love this brush because it just allows you to be super messy while keeping it in a clean line. You can see this color just adds a bit of color, a little bit of transition here, and looks really wide awake and fresh. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit smaller blending brush. This is the E25 by Sigma, and I'm going to use this darker mauve matte shade that I had my eye on from the very, very beginning. This is shade Dreamboat. It's a really pretty color, a great transition shade for almost every look, especially for me because I really like those purpley mauve shades. And I'm just going to set this right over where we put that more pink shade, just to kind of smoke it out just a bit. Okay, so for my brow bone shade, I'm actually taking one. This is actually from Anastasia Beverly Hills. But it will fit into these palettes, so I'll just add it in there. So this is a more expensive shade, but it does the job better for my brow bone. This is the shade Fresh. It's my very, very favorite, and it'll blend perfectly with these shadows here. So I'm just going to take this right on my brow bone. I like matte shades on my brow bone because I feel like it's just a little bit more flattering for me. And it really helps to clean up any of the excess shadow that you got onto your brow bone from that transition shade. So the brush that I'm using is the Sigma Precision Angled Brush, the P84. Actually is not meant for a brow bone, but it fits my brow bone so perfectly, and I absolutely adore it. Okay, so for all over the lid, I want it to be very shiny and fresh and new. And this is a new shade from ColourPop, and there's several shimmer shades that you could choose from. But I really wanted to use this one because I thought it was really pretty for vacation. It's kind of a corally rose gold. It's called Pep Talk. And I'm taking this MAC 242 shadow brush. It's a really tiny shadow brush that makes packing on the lid very, very easy. So I'm just packing this on the lid, and I'm being careful not to blend into that transition shade. I really want to stop it at my hard crease, so that I don't have any shimmer in that crease area, just on the lid. So I'm making sure to pack it all the way into that inner quarter, kind of covering up that inner corner both on the top and lower lash line, and extending it out to that outer quarter, but staying only on the lid. Okay, so if you wanted to here, you could take that E40 again and just make sure that it's all blended out in that crease area so that you don't have to worry about any harsh lines. And I love how just wide awake and fresh that is, super easy. And what I love about it too is that you could then take any of these darker shades, whether you want to create more of a plum look or brown, either way. You can take these darker shades here and transition it to a night look by just smoking out the outer corner, smoking out your lower lash line, and calling it good. You could really take either of those and it would match super well and easy. I'm actually going to take that E25 and I'm going to use this darker shade here that we used with the same brush, the Dreamboat. I'm going to take Dreamboat and just smoke out my lower lash line a bit, just because I don't like using liner on my lower lash, and I want to make sure that that has a little bit of color there so that it looks like it's complete. Okay, so for this look, I will not be using liner because I don't want to have to worry about that melting off, but I will be using mascara because duh. Okay, and so let's talk a little bit about mascara versus waterproof, regular versus waterproof. So I do not like waterproof mascara whatsoever. I feel like it does not apply well. You're not able to layer or double, and so I don't ever use it, either on both on my clients and myself. And honestly, I feel like you can go swimming without waterproof mascara unless you plan to get out of the pool and just like wipe your face. If you're going to dab it away, I've never had any issues with wearing regular mascara in water. So If you have an issue with really watery eyes or your mascara running a lot, then by all means grab a waterproof mascara. But for this look on me, I'm not going to use one. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. There's lots of mascaras out there. This is actually not my very favorite in the world. I have two favorite mascaras, Giorgio Armani Eyes to Kill and Bobbi Brown Smoky Eye Mascara. But I've said this before, and I kind of feel like all mascaras do the same job. I've never really found one that truly blows me away. And that's probably because I've been, doing makeup for so long that I kind of just feel like I have a hand for it now. And I feel like I can really take any mascara on the market and make my eyelashes look the way I want them to look. As long as it's a black mascara and isn't too watery, I really think it works. But this mascara is a really good one. It's very famous and used by a lot of artists. The only thing about this mascara that may turn some people off is that it has a very large, thick wand. So if you have very short, small lashes, you might want to try a different mascara with a different wand. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is set my eyebrows with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. I always wait to do this until after my shadow, just in case anything were to fleck up into my eyebrows or if I were to accidentally move them. But you will definitely be wanting to set your brows when you are on vacation, because, especially if you're out in the sun, because Lord knows they will move. I'm going to use MAC Rosy Outlook Blush. This is a very light, easy shade. I really like using this shade on brides. And I'm just setting this right over kind of where we bronzed. I don't want it to be too harsh or, bring in a bunch of added products, so I'm just leaving it at that. And I'm going to highlight today using the Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment and Luminizing Veil. It's a very, very light highlight that you could honestly use as an entire, all over your face, but I'm just using it as a highlight today. I'm using the Sedona Lace Fan Brush 1. That's in those areas where I want a little bit extra brightness. And then you just kind of have to go over your face and make sure that you have everything the way you would like it. Okay, now I'm going to wipe off that Ever Smooth. They are super hydrated now, and I'm going to get myself ready for lips. Okay, so for lips today, I'm going to be using Lip Sense again, just because it stays literally all day, and it's really, really hydrating for your lips when you continue to apply the gloss. So for the color today, I'm going to use Pink Champagne. It's a really, really light color. I don't want anything really bold. But this would be a great time to try out a bright red or a bright pink or something like that when you are on the beach, because it's super fun and just adds a lot of color. But today I'm just using this light shade. Because I'm a lip junkie, I'll probably bring them all and try out different shades throughout the day. Okay, so for gloss today, I'm using the Orchid Gloss. It has a kind of pinky purple shimmer and shine to it. I'm telling you, these glosses are incredibly hydrating, which is very helpful when you're sitting out in that hot sun. Then I'm going to take my Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. If you do not use a setting spray when you are going out to vacation in the hot sun, then you should totally pick one of these up. This is incredibly important, along with a good primer. It's going to protect your face from the sun and from things going on inside of your body when you're sweating and getting super hot, and things that are going outside of your body like sun rays and humidity and wind and things like that. It's going to protect your makeup from moving throughout the day. So you must use a primer and you must use a setting spray. I'm using the all-nighter version. If you're super, super dry, you can use the chill. But either way, I think the ones from Urban Decay are the best. So you just spray that on your face, kind of let it dry, and it will set your makeup super well. Okay, so this completes my vacation makeup look. It's super bright, it's super fun, it's super fresh, and I definitely feel like I hardly have anything on. I don't feel like it's cakey at all. I feel like I could go sit in the sun for hours and nothing is going to move. And I know that I'm protected from those harmful rays. So that completes this look, but if you want to stick around and see how I love to do my hair during beach vacations and kind of see how I get it out of my face but it's still super cute and fun, then stick around because that's coming up right after this. Okay, so for my vacation hair, I always like to keep it kind of in this beach wave look because my hair is naturally a little bit wavy. So if it were to get humid, or if I were to get in the pool, or get my hair damp in any way, it would kind of curl up anyways. So this gives it that initial start. So if it continues to do that, it's just fine. So I don't have a lot of curl in here, just a little bit. I used the Beach Waver S 1.25 to create this, and I left out 1 to 2 inches on the bottom when I curled up so that this stays straight and the rest is just curls. So I've kind of finger combed it out quite a bit. I do have a lot of dry shampoo in my hair right now because I feel like that gives it a lot of body and makes it easier to style. So this is I am not a hair person at all. We've been over this. But this little hairstyle keeps it up and away from my face so that if I start sweating around my hairline, I'm not having like chunky, hard pieces. And it really transitions it from the beach to the dinner table. So here's what I do. Start on this side. I'm just taking a section of hair and I'm going to do like a half French braid. So I'm really pulling, and I want it to be an upside down braid, so I'm putting the pieces under rather than over. So I'm going to pull a little bit of hair from each side, and again we're going under. And I part my hair on this side, so this side of it all where I have less hair because my part goes to the other side can be a little bit tricky. And it won't show up as much as the other, but it still looks just fine. So I'm kind of doing like a half French braid here. And see how you put it under and then your braid sits on top of your hair? It's kind of a different, interesting take on it all, and kind of gives it a little bit more texture and dimension. So I'm going to stop when I get to my ear, and then I'll just braid it all the way down. Okay, and then I'll tie that off there. We'll come back to it once I finish the other side. Okay, so I'm going to tie that one off as well. You can see here I have a little bit of regrowth that will stick out, but it'll spray down easily, or pomade, whichever. And then here I'm going to start separating these braids so that they're a little bit fluffier and they don't look so perfect. I kind of want them to have that messy look because we're on the beach and this isn't the runway by any means. So I want it to show all of my highlights and just kind of be kind of messy and spread out there. Okay, so now you'll take each of these braids and pull them around to the back. And I'll turn around here and kind of show you what I do. And this is all blind. Like, I don't obviously have a mirror in the back to see. So this is kind of just using my hands to feel and see if I'm doing it right. Okay, so in the back I will twist my hair in to each other and just kind of create a knot.
So here's where you start taking each strand out. So you're going to take one strand on the side out and kind of tuck it under that braid over to that side. And I use bobby pins at this point. You could use something else if you would like, maybe just hairspray. But I just pin it in with a couple of bobby pins right there. If there are stray hairs that come out, I don't worry about it. Because it's supposed to kind of look messy, and then I'll take out the other side, tuck it under that braid, which is going to be a smaller braid for me because that comes from the part of my hair where I have less hair, so it won't cover it completely. So you'll see some of that hair kind of peek out the bottom. Again, doesn't bother me. I can spray it down or keep it messy. It's kind of the point of the look. So you're kind of creating this braided crown and pinning it together. I love this look because when I do it, it never, ever, ever comes out. Like it stays forever because of the braid and the ponytail and the knot and the pins. So I love it. I think it's really, really pretty and easy, and it's my go-to look. So then I'm just kind of fluffing and pulling out any areas that I think might need a little bit of poof and calling it good. So that's the way that my hair looks when it's done.
If you want more of a tousled poofed look, and it's easy as that. So I love this look because, again, it pulls it out of my face, but it's still cute and fun in the back, and it can be dressed up or dressed down, swimsuit or dress, either way you're going, in a little bit of curl so that when it does get damp and humid and it curls up on its own, it feels and looks as if you planned it that way. So if you have stray hairs coming out from below the pins, it's totally fine. It's supposed to look a little messy and a little beachy. So I hope that this helps and gives you an idea of what you can do with your hair when you're laying out on the beach. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon. Bye.